Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Daily Fantasy 5, where I'm going to tell you the 5 things you need to know today, Friday, March 8th, in the world of fantasy sports. Before we get started, I want to thank our sponsor, mathradio.com. Go to www.mathradio.com to help your kids in math. If you have a child between the ages of 7 and 17, go to mathradio.com to pick up an online math course to help your kids in school, to help them get better test scores, and even get into college. Once again, that is www.mathradio.com to grab a math course for as little as $9.99. All right, let's get started. Uh, a slow day in the NBA last night and kind of a slow day all around in sports, but we're going to start in the NFL as there was a trade that isn't official, but it has been announced. I guess it's the second trade that's not official, but has been announced. So we know that Denver has acquired Joe Flacco. And hopefully we know that Joe Flacco is not fantasy relevant to our lives. I mean, I guess if you're in a two quarterback league and you need a third quarterback, I don't know, find somebody else, right? I don't want Joe Flacco starting on my team, especially for the Denver Broncos. The new domino that fell today was that Case Keenum was traded to the Washington Redskins. This I find a little bit more interesting. I think he'll be conservative. I think he will fit well into that offense in the Alex Smith role. However, he is more interception prone than Alex Smith was, and I think he is actually a downgrade from Alex Smith. And oh my God, how much money is Washington spending on quarterback this year? It's like $38 million. It's absolutely crazy. If that team trades for AB today, I will go nuts. And I am recording in the morning, so I do not know if Antonio Brown has been traded or not. I will discuss the implications of that tomorrow. So I would not be starting Case Keenum or Joe Flacco in any fantasy football league if I can help it. All right, let's move away from the NBA. There was no major injuries in baseball yesterday. There we go. Thank goodness. It seems like every day there's injuries in spring training, but today, no baseball talk. So we are moving to the two games from last night. We had the Bucks and the Pacers were the first game. What I want to talk about this game is two players from the Milwaukee Bucks that I thought might be fantasy relevant, who I'm starting to think now that they're just not going to be relevant. I'm talking about Mirotic and Pau Gasol. So Mirotic only got 19 minutes and had basically no production. Gasol got 10 minutes. Could his numbers go up? I suppose, but I am no longer putting any relevance in those two players. When the trade happened, I thought Mirotic might be a valuable fantasy player. Put him on a new team. He should get a lot of open threes, but it just hasn't really been the case. I think he's had one even decent fantasy game so far since the trade happened. So I would avoid the Milwaukee Bucks and their new players. Well, I mean, I would start the Greek Freak if you have him, of course. I'm saying I would not start any of the Milwaukee's new players in fantasy sports. So let's move on to the other game, the more exciting game. Oklahoma City Thunder and the Portland Trailblazers went into overtime with Oklahoma City winning the game. Lillard in this game went off. Like he scored 51 points. He had 5 rebounds, 9 assists, 1 steal, and 2 blocks. Are you kidding me? That is a ridiculous fantasy night. Paul George and Westbrook each scored 30 points, but I mean Lillard just exploded last night. It was absolutely crazy. Cancer was a little bit disappointing. I've been kind of riding him lately. He's been super cheap in daily fantasy and being very, very productive. But last night he only played 18 minutes. He had 3 points, 6 rebounds, and 2 blocks. Not much production from Cancer. He did have 4 fouls, so maybe that's why he didn't play that many minutes, but pretty disappointing out of Cancer. All right, so let's talk about tonight's lineup. There are, 8 games? A lot of games going on tonight. I want to talk about two in particular with very high over-unders in Las Vegas. First, we have the Washington Wizards against the Charlotte Hornets. So the over-under in Vegas is 234.5. That is a big-time over-under. So I wanted to find the player with the best value from this game. Now, this player isn't the best value according to Roto Grinders. I went with Jeff Green, who has a projected multiplier of 5.14. So he wasn't the highest, but I liked him the best. So what I like about Jeff Green is that over his last 4 games, he's 20 for 35 from the field. He's shooting 57%. Hopefully, this high shooting percentage will get him some more minutes tonight. He's been averaging 27 minutes a game. I think he could get over 30 tonight in a game they desperately need against the Washington Wizards. So I would expect Jeff Green to have a very nice game tonight. And at $4,500, he's a very valuable play. Our last nugget for today is the Denver Nuggets against the Golden State Warriors. They have an over-under of 233. You can understand why. The Nuggets and the Warriors both score a lot of points. So my player to start tonight from that game is Gary Harris. We've been talking about Gary Harris for a while. His minutes have been kind of disappointing, but they are trending up. So let's see. Not last night, but on Wednesday, against the Lakers, he had 30 minutes and he had his first productive fantasy game since being back where he scored 35 fantasy points. Now, if this trend continues, he should probably get 30 minutes again tonight and hopefully he puts up the same fantasy numbers. He's only going for $4,800 and he has a projected multiplier on Roto Grinders of 5.15. So if he hits that, you're going to be extremely happy. I think he's actually underrated. I think he's going to have a huge game tonight against the Warriors. I think they need him. I think this is a showcase game. They need him for the playoffs, and they're going to try to go out there and send a message. So I like him. What I would check on tonight, though, is that he's played 3 games already this week, right? Playing, high 20s in the minutes. So make sure he's not a late scratch. There is a chance that, the coach and the management are going to say, sit him down. He's played enough. We don't want him re-injuring himself. So just check and make sure that Gary Harris is playing before you put him into your lineup tonight. Because I haven't heard that he's going to be a late scratch, but I think it seems reasonable that he might be. So go ahead and keep your eye out for that. But if he is playing tonight, put him in your lineup. And those were the 5 things you needed to know today, March 8th. It's Friday in the world of fantasy sports. We'll be back tomorrow, Saturday, like every week, to give you the 5 things you need to know tomorrow. And remember to check out www.mathradio.com to grab a math course for as little as $9.99 for one of your kids. Okay, please subscribe, like, tell a friend, all that good stuff, and we will see you tomorrow. Bye for now.